Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're covering the evolution of Mufasa.
Back to the trees. We're trapped. We have to swim. No, we have to fight. If we fight, we die.
The Lion King, 1994.
What are you doing, son?
Bouncing.
Let an old pro show you how it's done.
In his first debut, Mufasa was a wise, kind-hearted lion and the king of the Pride Lands. He was married to Sarabi, with whom he bore a son named Simba. Mufasa was a devoted father to Simba, whom he raised to inherit the kingdom, and although Simba would sometimes ignore his father's warnings and get into one mischief or the other, there was no doubt that he loved and greatly admired his father. Mufasa also had a younger brother named Scar, who served as the leader of the Lion Guard. The two brothers were nothing alike, as Mufasa was far more tolerant of his enemies and was quick to forgive. Mufasa was, however, murdered by Scar, who had intentions to usurp the throne. His death forced his cub, Simba, to flee the Pride Lands in exile. Years later, Mufasa's ghost appeared to an adult Simba to convince his son to return home, accept his responsibilities, and take over as the rightful heir.
Remember who you are. You are my son, and the one true king.
The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, 1998.
My father and I used to do this all the time. He says all the great kings of the past are up there.
Do you think Scar's up there?
At the time of this second film, Mufasa was already dead, and Simba had married Nala, and they bore a child together, whom they named Kiara. Mufasa's role was reduced, and he mostly appeared to Simba as a godlike entity in the sky and communicated with Rafiki via the wind. When Kiara was grown and of a certain age, Mufasa talked to Rafiki through the wind and told him about his plan to influence Kiara and Kovu, who was Scar's apprentice, to fall in love with each other, with the aim of bringing the outsiders and Pridelanders closer together.
Are you crazy? This will never work. Oh, Mufasa, you've been up there too long. Your head is in the clouds. Okay. All right, okay.
The Lion King, 1.5, 2004.
Look, sire, how they kneel before the royal sun.
This film was Mufasa's third appearance, but in a non-speaking role. Appearing only in the first few minutes of the film, Mufasa was shown on top of Pride Rock during Simba's introduction to the Pride, and he made a couple of cameos while Timon and Pumbaa narrated their version of how they met.
Timon, what are you doing?
I'm fast-forwarding to the part where we come in.
But you can't go out of order.
The Lion Guard Return of the Roar, 2015.
Kion, Simba is worried, but he's worried because he loves you. Being leader of the Lion Guard will not always be easy.
When Simba refused to accept his son Kion's choice of Lion Guard members, Kion isolated himself from his friends and encountered the ghost of Mufasa. Appearing only in spirit form, Mufasa encouraged Kion to trust his instincts as he was about to embark on a great journey as the leader of the Lion Guard. When Kion expressed that he did not want to end up like Scar, the previous leader of the Lion Guard, Mufasa encouraged Kion to trust his instincts and promised that the roar would be there for him when he needed it.
Don't be afraid, Kion. Trust your instincts. The roar will be there for you when you need it. And so will I.
The Lion Guard, 2016.
There are times to back down, Kion. But a true leader has to know when to stand his ground, even if it seems difficult.
This TV series acted as a continuation of the Lion Guard Return of the Roar. Running only for 3 seasons, Mufasa made countless appearances throughout as a spirit that guided Kion on his journey. Their bond greatly intensified throughout the season, and Kion looked up to him for wisdom and help through different situations, including battling the spirit of Scar. In the 3rd season, after Kion received a scar from Ushari, he felt too ashamed to talk to Mufasa and avoided him because he felt he looked like Scar. However, Mufasa expressed happiness when he spoke with his grandson again, reassuring him that the injury had not changed Mufasa's feelings for him.
Kion, don't let their lack of faith affect yours.
I really do want them to trust me.
They will, as long as you trust yourself.
The Lion King, 2019.
But when it comes to brute strength, I'm afraid my big brother will always rule.
Not always, Scar. One day, it'll be my son who rules. Simba will be your king.
This live-action film was a depiction of the first Lion King film. Mufasa was the king of the Pride Lands, Sarabi's husband and the father of Simba. Much like the first film, the plot followed Simba, a young lion who ran away from home after witnessing his father die at the hands of his uncle Scar, who had intentions of taking over the throne. However, Simba later embraced his role as the rightful king of his homeland and battled Scar, who fell to his death.
While others search for what they can take, a true king searches for what he can give.
Mufasa, The Lion King 2024.
I command you to swim. What? You pledged your loyalty. I command you to swim. Taka, this is not the time for jokes.
This second live-action film took place years before The Lion King, 1994. It followed the story of Mufasa and Taka, who was later named Scar, as cubs. Different from previous depictions, this story introduced Mufasa as an orphaned cub who was lost and alone until he met a sympathetic lion named Taka, the heir to a royal bloodline. Their chance meeting set in motion a great journey of an extraordinary group of misfits searching for their destiny while having their bonds tested as they work together to evade a threatening and deadly enemy.
Don't eat him.
You heard her. Do not eat me. As a recent addition to the King's Royal Guard, I must kindly ask you both to move on.